water has to move upwards to the top of the plant. Like gravitational force will pull all the things towards the earth or towards the gravity. So this water movement of water requires some pressure to move upwards against the gravity. If gravitational force acts more than this pressure, the water comes down, will not go up. So this pressure they exerted by the plant or by the root to transport water from the roots to the top of the plant or to the top of the tree, it exerts some pressure. So that pressure is called root pressure. Okay, so the root pressure is the pressure exerted by roots or mainly by roots, because roots only has to absorb the water, or the xylem, the pressure exerted by xylem to move water upwards is called root pressure. So uh, this is more important in plants, in transportation of water in plants. Okay, so now we have understood what is root pressure. So to know what is root pressure, or to prove that root pressure is also important in movement of water or transportation of water. To understand more clearly about this root pressure, there is one activity given in your book that we will discuss now. So after this, I will. Okay, to understand more clearly about root pressure, here is one video like activity. I will show as a video. So take one regularly potted plant. So you have to cut the upper part and leave the root and stem. Then we have to put a glass rod to it and fix it to the stem. So in the first day, you will pour some water into the glass rod and measure that as the M1. Note that reading as M1. So after 2 to 3 hours, water level will be increased from M1 level to the M2 level. Okay, so why this is happening? Because roots will absorb the water, root hairs will absorb water, send it to roots, then roots will send to the xylem tissue, xylem bundles, then this xylem bundles is giving water to the top of the plant. So since there is, like, to observe the transportation of water, we have cut the upper part of the plant and we have put the glass tube here. So this experiments, the difference in this reading from M1 to M2, the water level is increased. So this difference tells that root exerts some pressure to transport water from roots to the upper parts of the plant. Okay, so we have seen how root hairs absorb water from the soil and how they transport water to the top of the tree. And to transport water or for the movement of water in the plant, root pressure is very important. Okay, so the root pressure is like if water has to travel from the ground to the top of the tree, so water should be pulled. Okay, so water should be pulled from up top of the tree, and water should be pushed from the ground level, or from the tissues that are present near the roots or bottom of the tree. Okay, so to give that movement, so there is pressure exerted by roots, that we are calling as root pressure. Okay, so in the same way, if the water has to travel to the top of the tree, top of the parts that are at the top of the tree, so it needs some pull. So to understand the pull or the movement of water, we need to understand the concept called transpiration first. So what is transpiration? If you could remember, in your lower classes you have done one experiment uh, by you're covering the leaf with the plastic bag. Okay, so when you do that activity, or when you tie a plastic bag around the leaf, so after some time, if you observe, the inner side of the cover polythene bag will have small water droplets. Okay, so if you tie a polythene cover to the leaf, around the leaf, the inner side of the polythene cover will have water droplets if you observe after some time. So this experiment, if you could remember this experiment, this tells you that the concept of transpiration. So what is transpiration? The evaporation of water through the leaves. Okay, so that is called transpiration. So evaporation of water through the leaves, it takes place with the help of stomata and the lenticels that are present on the surface of the leaf and stem. Okay, so as you know, stomata open and close whenever it has to take any substances inside, or give out any substances outside like air and water. So it has to, like in transpiration, leaves evaporate water out of the tree, out of the plant. Okay, so when a plant takes water, for example, if roots are taking the water. Okay, so the roots take the water and they transport it to the top of the tree. Okay, so this occurs due to root pressure. We call it is pushing the water to the top of the tree. Okay, so now the water reaches to the top of the tree. So when water reaches to the leaves, okay, so leaves are the last part where any water or any particle can move. Okay, so from roots it is giving to stem, from stems are giving to branches will give to leaves. So after water reaches the leaves, what happens to the water there? It was the leaves cannot store all the water, because the movement of water in plants is a continuous process. So there is continuous pull pull of the water to the top of the plant. So leaves don't need that much of water. So what leaves will do, as they can't store so much amount of water, so the stomata present on the surface of the leaves will open. Okay, so when stomata gets open, the water escapes out of the leaves in the form of vapor, in the form of water vapor. So this process we are calling it as transpiration. So this transpiration is occurring with some pull. Okay, so that is called transpiration pull. So you already know what is evaporation. Water will change from water state to vapor state and they form clouds in the sky. Okay, so the same way here we are calling the evaporation of water from the leaves is called transpiration. So when leaves transpire water out of the leaves or the plant, so there is continuous pull on the water surface, or on the xylem bundles to take the water. Okay, so this is how water reaches the top of the plant to each and every part of the plant, and after some time, after leaves receive sufficient amount of water, the extra water is released out of the leaf or out of the plant through the process called transpiration. So if like for example, if you take many big trees, think you are drinking water or cool drink using a straw. So you are sucking the water or the juice from the glass through the straw. Then when you suck the water, the water will come into the straw. The same way, sucking, like you are sucking the water from the mouth. Okay, you are giving some pull to it. So this that is called transpiration in plants. Okay, when transpiration occurs, there will be the pull, that is acting on the water or the bundles, xylem bundles, to give the water continuously to the top of the tree. Okay, so in this way, the transpiration helps in the movement of water in the plant. So this is the mechanism involved in the involved in the transport of water in the plants. Okay, so if you see, like as I told you, each and every plant gives the water in the form of water vapor. Okay, so each and every plant transpires. Okay, for example, oak tree transpires approximately around 900 liters every day. Okay, so that means 900 liter of water is transpired, that means is evaporated from the plant oak tree. Okay, so that is why when the area which has more forest or more trees, there the rainfall is more, because the water, after it gets vaporized, what will happen to that vapor? That vapor will form a clouds. Okay, so those clouds, after they get saturated or after they get cooled down, they come, the water comes down again in the form of rain. Okay, so when there is forest, the forest will have so many plants in it or so many trees in it. So like in the say, like each and every plant transpires some amount of water every day. So when there are so many trees in some particular area, so the water vapor which comes out of the trees or the plants is more. So when water vapor is more, it comes to a saturation point, or it forms a clouds, and those clouds will be cooled down when it reaches the saturation point. I think you know what is saturation point. When we are discussing about plasma membrane lesson in 9th class, I told you what is saturation means. Okay, so that saturated point, the water vapor again comes down to the earth in the form of rain. Okay, so this is the mechanism that is involved in transportation of water. So as I told you, that transpiration will take place because of the leaves. So if you see, leaves have stomata. So leaves have stomata which gets opened and closed. Okay, through the God cells. So this makes stomata open or close to the for the transportation of materials. The same way stem will have lenticels in it. So which get open, which helps in transpiration. So when you see these uh, okay, you already know that root hairs will absorb water and they send to xylem bundles or xylem vessels. Okay, so when xylem vessels get water, it is given to the leaves. Through root hairs it goes to xylem, through xylem it goes to leaves. Now water vapor escapes through the stomata. So now these leaves got water, sufficient amount of water. Now it is giving out the water in the form of water vapor. So if you see, so transpiration is very important to the plants, because if there is no transpiration, there is no pull of the water to the to the leaves or to the top of the plant. So when there is transpirational pull or transpiration pull, then the water can go to the top of the plant, and it the all the parts of the plant gets the water.